Okay, in this video, I wanted to share with you how to use the COUNTIF feature in Google Sheets, which helps you add or count the text data in the spreadsheet when compared to the range or the data set. So for the first example, I've already laid out here a worksheet, example worksheet. The first example, question 1, is how many will be attending the ball? Here, if you notice on the column I, I've already laid out the formula for you if you want to copy that as an example. So again, how many are attending the ball? So we're going to start off, and so I'm going to look up in this example at column D. So we start off by entering the quotation, the equal sign, count if, parentheses, highlight the data set. So we're going to go to column D, comma, space, quotation marks, and then I'm going to enter the text that I want that data set to read or to compare. So for this example, we're entering the text yes, and then end parentheses. Okay, so returned a value of 5. So let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's just do a second test to make sure that it's working. So I'm going to change this from yes to no. And it should also change the value then. And it did. It changed the value from 5 to 4. So we know that's working. As a side note, I always recommend doing multiple tests to make sure that the formula is working. All right, for the second example, I'm going to look at column E. So it's going to be a single text. It's not going to be an entire word, and it'll still work. So we're going to do equal sign, count, if, parentheses, highlight the data set or the data range that you want, comma, space, quotation, and in this case, the text is going to be just a Y, close quotations, close parentheses. All right, and it gave me a value of 6. Now let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that's correct. Let's change this from a Y to an N, and it should change that value, and it did. So we know that's working. Okay. The third example, I want to know if, say, for example, a test score, or in my example, qualification score, the benchmark to see if you passed or failed is 23. So you need to have scored at least a 23. So we're going to use the same formula, but we're going to add something at the end instead of the text. So we're going to continue with the equal sign, count, if, parentheses, highlight the data set, comma, quotation marks. And again, I want to know if this person passed. So I need to know if he or she scored a 23 or higher. So we're going to use the greater than sign and equal, because again, I want to know if it's they score 23 or higher. And then the value to compare to. So 23 is the benchmark. There is a threshold. All right, going to close that with quotation marks and then parentheses. So it's telling me that 3 people passed, 3 individuals. So 1, 2, 3. All right, that seems to be correct. I'm going to change this 19 to, let's see, a 33. So that should change the value, and it did change from 3 to 4. Okay, so I know that 4 people passed. All right, in the fourth example, I want to know how many people failed. So again, same formula, count, if, parentheses, highlight the data set, comma, and this time I'm going to enter the quotations. It's going to be the less than character. I'm not going to enter the equal sign because, again, I want to know if they scored less than 23, not 23 or less than. So it's slight variation. So less than 23, quotation marks, parentheses, close. It's telling me that 3 people failed. So let's count 1, 2, 3. That's correct. Let's do one more test, and let's change the 33 to, they only got a 3 on that test score. And it did. It changed it from 3 to 4. Okay. So you can see, so for a small data set like this, you probably don't need this formula, but you can imagine that if you have a larger data set, we'll say a row of 50 or 100, that this becomes useful instead of having to manually add everything up. Okay, that was it. Hopefully you found it useful. Thank you.